Greetings, human mammal creatures! Lethal Larry finally back. For those of you who didn't know, I stopped recording for a while there because between my day job and my job with Tuxedo Labs working on Teardown and my YouTube channel and narcolepsy, I was having a little bit of a problem keeping up with it all. But now, I still have my day job, and I still have my job with Tuxedo Labs, and I still have my YouTube channel, and I still have narcolepsy. So nothing's really changed. But I missed posting videos too much, so I figured, what the hell, we'll give it a go. So this here is Hardspace Shipbreaker, a game I've been playing for some time. One nice thing about this for YouTube videos is each shift is only 15 minutes. So, makes for a nice size of a video length. So this is a recent update that they put out for Shipbreaker. They recently added the hab area here. And, yeah. You normally have a ship sitting out there waiting for you, but that's been taken away by the bad guys. So, with this new update, they actually wiped all progress, so I lost all of my my tech and all of my upgrades and whatnot. But I went ahead and got it back. The text is really hard to read on these screens now. But I'm at about $900 million debt now, so it's an improvement. So I have all of the upgrades. And I figured I would run through a few of the simple ships and show you how it's done. So let's see what we got. Go with a nice small one for this video. So one nice thing about having all of the upgrades is you can go so fast. And after the update, when all that progress got wiped, it was so hard for me to go back to the mundane tasks of going around with no upgrades at all.
Airlock
I wasn't
pressure
used to
levels
it
dropping.
anymore. And one problem that occurs on these higher level ships is that the atmosphere regulators are now always broken. Ooh, this is money. Atmosphere regulator, it's busted. So there is no safe way to depressurize this ship, which means to make sure nothing goes kablooey, stuff all the loose items in the airlock. It might matter, it might not, but what I've found is I've had enough ships blow up on me, or had fuel tanks rupture, or what have you, because of things whipping around during explosive decompression, that I've decided to not take chances anymore. These things that I'm picking up are for a new edition where you get to upgrade the ship that is normally sitting outside your window. Can't wait to see what happens when they give that back. I think that's it for loose items. On the cargo ships, if there's enough loose stuff in there, I might go out the airlock with that stuff, throw that out, cycle back, and take out another load. In this case, I think we're fine. As I hover over each of these, oh, that one is not secured.
Airlock pressure levels increasing.
Soft crates don't pose much of a hazard, so this is probably an overreaction.
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
Yeah, another one. Okay. I'll just skip that. Okay, hold your breath.
Helmet damage detected. Be sure to always budget for helmet repair costs.
Processing valuable
Are you
objects.
still holding your
Credits
breath?
awarded.
You probably don't need to. We're in a helmet.
Salvage secured.
There we go.
Account credit applied.
About a year ago, I played this quite extensively, and I not only got my billion-dollar debt paid off, but I ended up doing so many ships that I ended up $1 billion ahead.
Salvage destroyed. Please avoid damaging valuables.
How'd I break a crate? But I stopped playing for about a year
Salvage
while I
deposit
played
accepted.
Teardown
Credits
quite
transferred.
extensively, even more extensively after they hired me. And I hadn't played this much. Then I came
Salvage
back to
secured.
it after an
Credits
update
deposited.
and found that they changed quite a bit, and they had reset all progress. So I went and got all
Salvage
of my
secured.
levels
Credits
back up
deposited.
again, and found that a number of the upgrades no longer worked. And so then they went and wiped progress again.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Apparently this wipe is going to hold for a while. At the very least, it's
Salvage secured.
fun.
Account credit applied.
If they end up wiping again, I have to start it all again. Not that big a deal.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
I have set that on fire. How does a fire burn in space, you might ask?
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits
And the
transferred.
answer is yeah. The devs argue that, oh, well, there's micro-atmosphere here, but really it wouldn't be enough to sustain combustion. We'll ignore that. So this is a Mackerel, which is the smallest ship category, or ship class. I can usually do these in about 2 shifts. Each shift is strictly
Salvage
1
secured.
or 15
Account
minutes
credit
long.
applied.
Should probably get most of this ship done in this video.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited. Valuable object processed. Credits deposited. Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
These are one of the newer additions to the game. Radiation filters. You want to have your radiation nice and filtered. You don't want to have impure radiation coming into the compartment. These are quite prickly. Doesn't take much of a bump to set them off, and you end up with a radiation event happening or an area. It looks kind of like fireworks.
Account credit applied. Valuable object processed. Credits awarded.
And that radiation can cause harm to you and will slowly break electronics and whatnot. It's a little problematic.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited. Valuable object processed. Credits deposited.
I'll go this way.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied. Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Usually on the lower level mackerels, the reactor will be mounted right up there, but as you get to the higher level ones, they end up being put elsewhere on the ship.
Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
Cutter, there's 5 minutes remaining in this shift. Get in while the getting's good. We wrap.
That's one thing about Weaver's voice.
Processing.
You can always tell
object. Credits awarded.
that is clearly a British person. A British accent, if I've ever heard one. He's probably sitting there in his spacesuit sipping on tea.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
So there is the reactor, which I am not going to yank at this time, as I don't want to go kaboom.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
And I'll be careful with this fuel tank, because I don't want to go kaboom.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
And the ship is moving for no reason I can understand.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
I've had so many fuel lines blow up on me when cutting them in previous versions of the game. Just because you purge the fuel system doesn't necessarily mean it got purged. They were a little buggy. It's pretty buggy right now.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Always makes me nervous to do this next to a nuclear reactor. All these outer hull sections you can peel off one at a time and throw them in the processor. I find it isn't necessary. You'd have to disconnect all those pipe sections, but you can just leave them all attached.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
Hey, no cargo out there.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
One minute left, Cutter. Time to start wrapping things up. We wrap.
Valuable object processed. Credits awarded.
I did not expect that to catch fire.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
One nice thing about all the upgrades I have is I don't have to worry about having to constantly buy fuel and oxygen.
Salvage deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
It used to be that you get your fuel and oxygen refilled for free at the end of every shift. Now
Salvage.
fuel doesn't regenerate, only oxygen. So, destroying some fuel pipe, that was unavoidable. Nanocarbon, you can't always fully separate it from the metals and whatnot. I'm surprised I broke so many of these. Must have been the decompression. The soft crate's what bugs me. They're not worth all that much, but still, 2.2 million for one shift is not bad. On some of the bigger ships, I've gotten over $10 million per shift. And as of now, because I've got all the upgrades and I've purchased all my equipment, it means I no longer have to rent it.
Good morning, Cutter. It's time to begin your
So that
workday.
brings my daily fees way down. Normally it's about $625,000 per shift, which means that for your 15-minute shift, you're paying about $30,000 a minute. A little stressful. So, hab utilities, rent, salvage, transport, bay lease, those will always be there, and the interest will keep going down till eventually zero. So you end up only paying about $75,000 a shift once you've got your debt paid off. So that's it for me for now. I will see you again next video where we will be finishing off this here Mackerel. That's it for me. Have a good one. Bye-bye.